Boo Boo really hurt her paw a couple of weeks ago, but look at her now. She's walking on it like normal. Alright, she's a little bit hobbly, but she's doing it, and she's running.
Oh, good girl.
Based on how the injury was initially, I thought we'd never see her walk on all four paws again. It seemed at first like a really bad leg break, but I think she's over the worst of it. Because surely if it was actually broken, she wouldn't be able to walk on it at all, would she? And she definitely wouldn't be able to run. I'm incredibly proud of her progress, but I will admit her healing has not been linear. I'll tell you more about that later, but for now, let's focus on this night, the 10th of February, when I put out loads of chicken and eggs for the foxes, and Boo Boo ate all of it. Now, when she was feeling really bad with her leg, she wasn't going in the house because the house was difficult to get to with a poorly leg, so she was mainly eating chicken and not eggs. But that's all about to change. After she took one egg, she came back and immediately got herself another one. Her third attempt did rattle her a bit because I think those eggs were pushed into the back corners so she couldn't easily grab them. So, she just took some chicken instead. Boo Boo doesn't often get first pick of all of the food, so I was actually very proud of her capitalising on that and coming straight back for more chicken. 5 minutes later, she was back, but this time the only thing on her mind was eggs. And look, she just steps right into the house with both paws to get what she wants. Bless her. Do you remember when the fox house was new? She wouldn't even walk past it. But now I'd say the girl is definitely a fox house expert. Look at this. It's ridiculous. How is she just walking straight in there as though she's not bothered? I wonder if it's because I had the curtains closed, so she knew no humans were watching her. If only she knew about this camera. Unfortunately, on her next venture into the fox house, she found that there were no eggs left. Oh, Boo Boo! Which greedy fox took all of those eggs then? But not content with going home empty-handed, she did in fact just take more chicken instead. Swiftly followed by even more chicken. And then, of course, right after that, more chicken. I don't know if she actually ate this chicken or just hid it, maybe she shared it with Tiger, but either way, that's a lot of food for one little fox. Tiger couldn't believe it when he visited 45 minutes later and found the bowl completely empty. All that was left was the piece of chicken that my cat Libby had been chewing on all evening. I told you he couldn't believe it. He had to double check that all the eggs were gone. He's so used to strolling up and being the first fox of the night and getting just what he wants, so this was a very new experience for him. He did not want Libby's manky piece of chicken, but that was good because it meant our new poorly friend Lenny could come and get it herself, or himself, I still don't know. Poor Lenny has mange, which is a skin parasite that is probably driving them mad with itches. I've been trying to medicate them with some proper treatment, but alas, the other foxes keep eating it before they can get there. Don't worry, Lenny, I'll keep trying, even if Tiger would prefer that I didn't. I'm not entirely sure what he thinks of Lenny, but I do think it's quite funny that he most probably blames Lenny for all of the eggs being gone, even though that was in fact Boo Boo, his wife. Boo Boo's very early feast unfortunately meant that our other new fox, Annie, couldn't get any food either, so she had to go home hungry. Which isn't great because I do think she might be pregnant. I'll show you some bump shots later. I think even Boo Boo was shocked by how much she alone had eaten that night, because just 3 hours after the big theft, she was back, and she was shocked to find the bowl empty too. Our Boo Boo never misses the chance to leave behind her calling card though. The next night, Boo Boo's legs were in perfect working order. Well, okay, she was still limping a bit, but I'd say that's perfectly good walking. I was also lucky enough to have a very rare face-to-face meeting with little Annie, who, if you don't know already, is absolutely gorgeous. She is so orange, and you might be able to see a little bit of a bump there, which could be babies. So I actually put the eggs in this bowl to slow Tiger down, but I didn't expect her to come, and this was pretty difficult for her. She hasn't mastered eggs yet, bless her. No, not the egg! Luckily, I think it was only slightly cracked.
Oh,
It's still good. And here's Tiger once again stealing the medicated chicken bites that I left out just for Lenny. Thanks, Tiger. Really helpful, mate. Although, to be fair, Lenny doesn't visit very often at all, so she wouldn't have got it anyway. I'm sorry that so many of the clips in all my videos lately have been from the outdoor camera and in black and white, but that's just how things are. Mostly, it seems like the foxes are like ships passing in the night at the moment. One comes and gets some food, and then the other one turns up and does the same, or doesn't get any food. But there's not a huge amount of interaction between the foxes. As I showed you in my last video, Boo Boo has been peeing a lot, and for foxes, peeing means marking their territory, basically saying to other foxes, "Oi, I know you've been here, but this is my spot." But I guess Boo Boo's pee just isn't strong enough because it really hasn't stopped Annie. Here she is, with her nose in the fox house, trying to steal eggs. I find this so sweet because I didn't have to teach her to use it. She just knows there's food there. Much to Boo Boo's annoyance. There's definitely some kind of quiet drama going on. Meanwhile, all Tiger seems to care about is getting his eggs, which, I'm sorry Tiger, were not there. There's definitely a bit of a weird vibe at the moment. Although Tiger and Boo Boo are definitely still in charge of the garden, we basically have two new regular visitors in Annie and Lenny, which is weird considering that we don't know them. We don't know who they are. Since Tiger won the territory from Bruiser, it's just been Tiger, Boo Boo and Miss P, and now it's just Tiger and Boo Boo. So why, suddenly, are more girls allowed? Okay, Boo Boo, fine, you're not allowing them in. You want them to go, but Tiger must be letting them hang around. Girl, have you got competition? A few nights ago, there was a bit of fox drama in my garden. So Lenny seems to only visit when I don't put out medicated chicken. Though she got some normal, regular chicken and ran to the bushes to eat it. It generally takes foxes about 4 or 5 minutes to eat a piece of boned raw chicken, so she was back after that amount of time. And once again, she ran around the house and to the bushes. But this time, there were other foxes in the garden. Tiger realised she was there, so he ran over to see what was going on. But as we've discovered before, either because Lenny's a girl or because he's a boy and is ill, so poses no threat, Tiger didn't want to engage. He just let Lenny keep eating the chicken. But while Tiger might be a soft touch when it comes to the ladies, Boo Boo definitely isn't. Tiger's mob wife arrived, and she knew some other woman was in her garden eating her chicken. I was actually already in bed at this point, but the noise they make next made me react like this. While the girls were fighting, Tiger thought he'd try and get some more food. Luckily, Boo Boo clocked him fast. It must be that Lenny was making the noises and Boo Boo didn't want to engage. I think they must all know instinctively that when a fox has no fur, you don't approach. Also, did you see Tiger sharing his food? What a good boy! So this was the night that I put out the rest of the chicken bites I had because they were going bad and I didn't put medication in them. It's like medication keeps Lenny away. Whenever I put it out, she doesn't come. Do you notice anything weird about Boo Boo's leg? So basically, what's going to happen over the next course of clips is that she's going to start limping again. And watching this back with hindsight, I do wonder if maybe this was the moment running over to Lenny that she hurt it again. But we all know that no amount of pain could ever stop Boo Boo from peeing on her territory, right? She didn't go up to Lenny again, but I feel like the threat was there. Go on then, one more cheeky pee, just for good luck. The next night, Boo Boo was unfortunately back to some proper hopping.
Okay, come on.
I just needed to get her close enough to have a better look at her leg. But she said no.
Oh, honey.
I thought I was so clever because I kept the door open just a little bit and I had put my phone resting against it so I could watch her come up. But my cat Libby had other ideas.
Libby. Don't run past up. Libby! No. Get back here. Libby. Come on. You're silly. Sorry, Boo Boo. Oh. What do you like? Oh, honey. Oh, so cute. Sorry, darling. Let me shut the door for you.
I'm sorry, but what a ridiculously cute fox.
Gorgeous girl.
With the door safely closed, Boo Boo hobbled up to get herself some chicken. As you can see, that front paw is no longer even really touching the ground. She's still getting around okay, but, not like she was before. Time for an egg to make her feel better.
Is that what you wanted? Yes?
So I set up my camera again to hopefully get her picking up this food, but something went a bit wrong.
Oh, hi, Tiger.
Notice how he immediately went straight for the food.
Hey. Surely you realised that was for your girlfriend. You know that was for her. Are you gonna steal it? For your limpy girl. Oh, they're not in there yet. They're over here with me. What are you gonna do? I've shamed him. Aww. Tell you what, let me get you an egg. You see? Eggy? And then Boo Boo can have the chicken. Yeah? How does that sound, guys? Hi, honey. Oh, you're so sweet. Good boy. Bye-bye. Right, come on, Boo Boo. It's your turn.
I find it very sweet that even after 2 years of knowing me, she's still shy.
Quick. Come on, baby. Quick. Come get it. Come on. The door is shut. I can't get you. Oh, good girl.
While we watch some assorted shots of Boo Boo's leg, let's talk about rescuing foxes. After my last couple of videos with both Boo Boo limping and Lenny having mange, I've had a lot of comments about this. Wild urban foxes are not pets. I would love to take Boo Boo to the vet, but how am I supposed to do that? When you trap foxes, you have to lure them into a metal cage. And because I have so many foxes visiting, I would need to eyeball it to make sure I was getting the right fox. And let's be honest, I would end up with Tiger in that cage anyway. Boo Boo, being the shy little thing that she is very unlikely to ever walk into a trap. She just wouldn't do it. I'm really grateful for the local fox charities who've helped me out in the past with meds and treatment. But in the past, when I've tried to get foxes trapped, they say no. They can't let a fox be trapped overnight. It's just too distressing for them. And these foxes don't visit during the day. I don't know where they live. So even though I have tried to trap very poorly foxes before in the past, it's never happened. I've never been allowed. It's also incredibly traumatic for foxes to be ripped away from their territory and from their families. Some actually die because of the stress. And can you imagine Tiger searching for Boo Boo? Just like with Lenny's mange treatment, it's also really difficult for me to get specific medicine to Boo Boo. Because she instinctively runs away from me when I open the door, anything I throw to her could be taken by Tiger. Oh, this next clip is my favourite. Look at her breath. Did you see it? So, yeah, you might think that I'm being hugely neglectful or a horrible human being for just watching Boo Boo suffer, but my options are so limited. But I think as long as she's eating, and as you can see from these clips, she's eating a lot, then that means her body is wanting to heal. She wants to live, and so I think she'll be fine. But will our best boy Tiger survive always finding an empty chicken bowl because Boo Boo took all of it before he got there? And don't even mention the lack of eggs. After months of having only 2 foxes, it's so nice to have more around the garden again. Oh, and here's a comparison shot with how Annie was when she first arrived. I know the girl's been stealing my chicken, but no way is that just a food baby. Although I'm obviously loving having all these extra foxes in my garden, but I'm really not sure how the other foxes feel about it. Because 30 seconds after Annie takes her food away, Tiger arrives to try and get it back. So the most interesting thing to me is that within a minute, Annie was back for more food. And if Tiger isn't running her off, that must mean they have a bit of a rapport. She's allowed to hang around here, even if, Tiger does fall into his old habits of chasing and trying to take the food for himself. I really don't know if Annie's going to stick around once she has her cubs. If they're tigers, they might be welcome to come to the garden, but I'm not sure how Boo Boo will feel about that one. Or a tiger, actually, considering this is how he acted when he caught her in the garden a few nights ago. Oh. Oh. What is happening? So if you watch closely, I think Annie leaves to the left and leaves the garden, and then Tiger comes back around for some food. But notably, he doesn't chase her away. He doesn't make sure she's gone or off his property. So I think he was just annoyed that she was going to eat his food. He didn't actually have a problem with her visiting. Because believe me, when Tiger wants to get rid of a fox, nothing will stop him. He will use those beautiful jaws of his.
Was that necessary? Was it?
I'm just now realising that Annie never left the garden, did she? She must have gone back into the bushes and down the side. What a crafty little girl! I wonder if she was the one who came up and got that second egg when I'd gone to bed. I hope so.